What do Americans search for on the internet this morning? We've got some answers.
Here to tell us some of the most popular searches this year is Yahoo Web Life editor Heather Cabot. Good morning to you, Heather.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you.
So we're going to start with the news category. I think some people might be surprised to see who topped the list for 2007.
I know I was. I mean, well, actually, let me. Do you know already, right? I was going to have
there
you
it is.
We've got the
we've
list,
got it
Heather.
up already. Yeah, Saddam Hussein trumped all of the news searches for the year.
But he was hanged last year in 2006.
But here's why. It's because the cell phone video of his hanging got out in January, and everybody was so obsessed with seeing it that it lasted. I mean, it had an impact throughout the whole year. It literally reverberated the whole of 2007.
That's a good point. See, Heather, I was looking at that list, and I kept thinking Saddam Hussein, why not Mahmoud Ahmadinejad? But then you see right below him is Iran.
And I think we were surprised that Iran actually trumped Iraq.
Right.
And I think that really speaks to the fact that people were listening to some of the saber rattling going on, as well as they were very interested in Ahmadinejad's visit to the U.S.
Right. Well, I was on a college campus this past weekend for a swim meet, and I saw this sign on the bulletin board that said that if the United States bombs Iran, you will be drafted. So it's just one of those things to stir the pot.
People are buzzing about it.
Let's talk a little bit about celebrity searches.
Yeah, always big. Obviously, for this year, the #1 top search celebrity overall was Britney Spears. Top search person overall. But this was a year where we saw a lot of breakdowns, unfortunately, a lot of downslides. And so we sort of came up with our own category where we looked at the top 10, Britney Spears at the top of that. But one thing that was very interesting about the people searching for Britney Spears is that typically it's usually teens, a lot of women. This year, because of the custody battle and all of the bizarre behavior, everybody was searching for Britney Spears. In fact, we saw the query, what happened to Britney? I mean, just a simple, people were just looking for what happened to her. People were sort of chronicling what was going on with her.
How does that work when they search for Britney? Because she spells her name different than you might think a Britney would be. Does that, like, if you spell Britney the conventional way, does it still go into a search for Britney Spears?
Well, we recently sort of upgraded our search. It's called Smart Search, where so if you put it in, you'll get sort of a menu will come down.
Did you mean this spelling?
Well, no, it won't say that, but you'll have a choice. You'll have a choice of a few different ones. So it might say Britney Spears and bald or something, or Britney Spears. You know, you'll have a choice of all these different ones.
I remember that story.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. It tries to anticipate what you're really looking for.
All right, Heather Cabot, thank you so much for joining us
You're
and giving us the top 10 list, if you will.
Thanks for joining us today from Yahoo.
Yodel.
Thank you.
Very good.